What would you do if the very people you sacrificed everything for treated your help like it was never enough? Our letter for today is from Elaine. Dearest Candace, I don't even know how to begin this letter because the weight I'm carrying feels so heavy on my chest. Sometimes I wonder if writing it all down will make me feel lighter, but right now, even putting it into words feels like another battle. Still, I need to share my story because I don't know how much longer I can keep living like this. I am the firstborn in a family of 6 children. We grew up in Asia, in poverty that clung to us like a shadow. My father never had a regular job. He picked up whatever work he could find, sometimes as a tricycle driver, other times as a construction helper. My mother worked as an on-call house cleaner. Their income was always uncertain, and every day felt like a gamble on whether there would be enough rice on the table. From a young age, I learned to push aside my own needs. When my siblings cried because there wasn't enough food, I gave them my share. When my parents couldn't afford school supplies, I figured out ways to make do. But as the oldest, there was always this unspoken expectation that one day, I would help carry the family on my shoulders. And when that day came, I didn't resist. I just accepted it because, in our culture, that's what the firstborn does. I wanted a better future, not just for me, but for all of us, so I fought for it. I enrolled in engineering, even though I knew it would be tough. To survive college, I became a working student. I studied during the day and worked at night, sometimes cleaning tables at a diner, sometimes tutoring kids, sometimes doing online jobs just to scrape by. Sleep became a luxury I could rarely afford. I'll never forget the nights when my body was so tired I cried silently while studying. But I kept reminding myself, if I can graduate, I can land a stable job. If I can land a stable job, I can take care of everyone. That thought was the only thing that kept me moving forward. And finally, I made it. I graduated as an engineer. The pride in my parents' eyes that day was enough to make me forget all the sleepless nights. I thought it was the turning point of my life. I thought, finally, the sacrifices would pay off. But Candace, what I didn't realize was that graduation wasn't the end of my struggles. It was just the beginning. When I landed my first job, I was excited. I dreamed of saving up for myself, maybe renting a small place, maybe even traveling one day. But instead, almost the entire paycheck went straight to my parents. Not just for them, but for my siblings. School tuition, allowances, food, clothing, and every other expense. Month after month, I would watch my bank account empty out, leaving me barely enough for my own bus fare and food. It wasn't just money, it was also the emotional weight of responsibility. My siblings started to treat my support not as help, but as an obligation. They acted entitled to it. To them, it wasn't a gift, it was simply my duty. And that stung deeply. I didn't complain, at least, not out loud. But inside, I started to break. I even picked up a night job to keep up with everything. Imagine this, working during the day as an engineer, then doing freelance or part-time shifts at night, just so I wouldn't drown in bills. My body ached constantly, but what hurt worse was my siblings' lack of gratitude. One incident still lingers in my heart. To help cut costs, I suggested my siblings use their student discount for public transportation. I thought it was practical. It could save us money that could be used for other necessities. But instead of understanding, they flat out refused. They said they were too shy, too proud to use the discount. Then, to my shock, they went to my mother and complained that I was cutting their allowance and not giving enough. Candace, imagine how that felt. Here I am, walking long distances to work, just to save a few pennies, while they twist the story and paint me as if I were neglecting them. And the worst part, my parents scolded me too, as if I was being selfish. As if I hadn't already given up everything for them. That night, I cried myself to sleep. I asked myself, what more do they want from me? The resentment started to grow quietly in my heart. I love my family, but sometimes I feel like I'm nothing but their provider, not their sister, not their daughter, just an ATM. Every time I try to set boundaries, guilt eats me alive. My parents are aging and they depend on me. I can't let them worry. But at the same time, I feel my own life slipping away. I can't save money. I can't even think about my own future, whether I want to get married, build a home, or just live for myself. The hardest part, Candace, is knowing that no matter how much I give, it's never enough for them. My siblings don't even say thank you. Instead, they compare me to other people, saying things like, "Why can't you give us more?" Other older siblings provide better. Do they not see how I work myself to exhaustion just to keep everyone afloat? Sometimes when I'm walking home late at night from my second job, I wonder if I disappeared tomorrow, would they finally realize what I've done for them? Or would they just move on and find someone else to carry the burden? I don't want to sound ungrateful for my family, but I'm tired, Candace, so very tired. I feel invisible, unappreciated, and trapped. And so I ask you this, Should I keep sacrificing everything for them, even when it feels like they don't care? Or is it finally time to step back and start living for myself?